The year is 1940. The continent is engulfed in flames, and tactics and technology decide the outcome of battles faster than diplomacy. A soldier's pocket carries not only ammunition, but also a weapon of personal survival, a submachine gun capable of disabling a fire lamp at close range. These pocket pistols, submachine guns, became the hallmark of the infantry and special forces, and the victory of the Great Army created its own calling card. MP40 Germany, the steel blade of discipline. The MP40, Maschinenpistole 40, was designed in the late 1930s as a simplified and standardized replacement for the early MP38/35 models. The German Army wanted a compact, reliable, and standardized submachine gun for armored vehicle crews, infantry, and signal units, a weapon suitable for close combat and assault. The MP40 quickly became a symbol of the Wehrmacht. Its recognizable profile and metal folding stock are clearly visible in many photos from the front. Caliber, 9 by 19 millimeter parabellum, feeding 32-round box magazine, blowback operated automatic fire. The design combines stamped and cast parts, making it simpler and less expensive to manufacture than pre-war models. Ergonomics and compactness. The folding stock and relatively lightweight made it convenient for tank crews, assault teams, and paratroopers. Controllable recoil. The low, rapid rate of fire combined with good balance allowed for more controlled burst fire than many Burpa guns with their incredibly high rates of fire. Reliability under normal conditions. With regular maintenance, the MP40 performed reliably and for a long time. Main disadvantages: difficulty of mass production. Despite simplifications, the MP40 still contained expensive cast parts at the time and required precision machining, a significant factor given the growing demands of war. Low rate of fire and cartridge killing power. Simply put, the MP40 lacked the explosive rate of fire of the PPSh, and therefore lacked the overwhelming density of burst fire in close combat. Sensitivity to dirt. Although reliable, it fared less well in heavy soiling and neglected maintenance than the stamped designs of the later period. The MP40 was ideal for raiding parties, urban crossings, and for armored vehicle crews and officers tasked with short, intense firefights. Visually, it became the face of German automatic weapons in films and photographs of the era, and in this sense, its symbolism transcended even its purely technical characteristics. Thompson USA, the Tommy gun, a symbol of mobile firepower and American style. The Thompson was the brainchild of Brigadier General John Thompson, developed at the end of World War I for the purpose of breaking through trench defenses. By the 1920s, the Tommy gun had gained a reputation among police and gangsters, and during World War II, it was modernized into the military versions M1928/M1/M1A1, more suitable for mass military production, caliber 45, ACP 11.43 by 23 millimeters, feed drum magazine 50 to 100 for early models, or box magazine 20 to 30 for military versions, action, bounce action, closed bolt design. The Tommy was heavy and had a fair amount of recoil, but it had high stopping power and good accuracy at close range. Powerful 45 caliber. In close combat, the cartridge provided excellent stopping power, important for assaulting buildings and urban warfare. Burst accuracy. When fired correctly, the Thompson allowed for effective, aimed bursts at short ranges. Manufacture quality. Early Tommy rifles were accurate and durable, with high-quality metalwork. Production complexity and cost. Early Thompsons were bulky and expensive, not the best choice for mass replacement. It was heavy and not as convenient for long marches and combat service in the infantry. Prone to jamming when dirty, early models, and in large-scale combat. Military versions simplified the design, but the original glamorous version demonstrated that good engineering is sometimes incompatible with the simplicity of mass production. The Thompson found its place in assault groups, tank crews, airborne units, and the U.S. Marine Corps, where a powerful caliber and high reliability at close range were required. Culturally, the Tommy remains one of the most recognizable images of American firepower in the 20th century. STEN, Great Britain. A weapon of the people and the resistance. The birth of an idea. Simplicity for survival. In 1941, Britain urgently needed cheap and simple assault rifles. Industry was overwhelmed, and the army and underground movements needed to be quickly armed. The answer was the STEN, an economical, stamped, minimalist design that allowed weapons to be produced in a matter of hours and at virtually any metalworking facility. 9 by 19 millimeter caliber, a side-mounted box magazine, usually holding 32 rounds, an open bolt, and a simple design with a minimum of parts. The STEN is an excellent example of do more with less. Ultra-low cost and ease of production. Rapid mass production allowed for the assault rifles to be mass-produced. Lightweight and compact. Convenient for partisans and sabotage. Good for the underground. Its small size, easy repairability, and ease of use made the STEN a favorite resistance weapon throughout occupied Europe. Weaknesses, quality and reliability. Simplicity is a double-edged sword. Early STENs often had assembly accuracy issues, a tendency to fire spontaneously when dropped, and jamming, all of which led to a reputation for being bad. Limited accuracy. The design didn't allow for the same consistent bursts as more expensive counterparts. The side magazine was inconvenient in formation, carrying. Sometimes it got in the way while moving. Its true value was revealed not on the front lines of regular armies, but in the hands of the resistance and in situations where quantity mattered more than quality. The STEN gave millions of fighters the opportunity to obtain an assault rifle where previously only one pistol had been available. Mass 38, France. High quality, but late and few. The MS-38 is a French submachine gun developed between the late 1930s and 1938 to replace a variety of imported models. It was well-designed, compact, and meticulously crafted. However, due to political and financial factors, France was unable to establish large-scale mass production until 1940. After the occupation, part of the production facilities came under German control, who used the MAS-38 under the designation MP722F, fitted with a 7.65 millimeter long caliber, less powerful than the 9 millimeter. The magazine held 32 rounds. The MAS-38 was distinguished by its unusual bolt and buttstock arrangement, which allowed for a shorter weapon while maintaining the standard barrel length. Compactness and ease of shooting. The MAS-38 felt comfortable in the hands and had good ballistic characteristics for its caliber. Quality of manufacture. It was a product of the French industrial school, meticulously crafted and with sophisticated ergonomics. The dual standardization of French pistol ammunition, 7.65 long. This provided logistical advantages within the French army. Limitations and why it didn't become a mass symbol. Low production volumes. Only about 2,000 units were produced by May 1940. Too few to become a mass symbol of the era. Weaker caliber. The 7.65 long was inferior to the 9 millimeter in its stopping and armor-piercing qualities. Occupation and loss of production capacity. The Germans either used the remaining models or mass-produced their own standards. The MAS-38 was more commonly used by French assault groups in internal security units, where its maneuverability and quality were crucial. However, historically, it remained something that could have become a legend, but it never became one due to circumstances. PPSh-41, a USSR, the Burpa gun that decided many close-quarters battles. The PPSh-41, a submachine gun designed by Spagen, was born out of practical need. The Soviet Army required a cheap, technologically advanced, and effective assault rifle capable of quickly arming the masses of mobilized troops. Unlike pre-war models, the PPSh was designed specifically for mass production to minimize machine tool hours and speed up production. The result? Millions of units by 1945, and a weapon that became the backbone of Red Army rifle teams. The 7.62 by 25 millimeter Tokarev caliber is a very agile and rapid-fire cartridge. It is fed by a 71-round drum magazine, very high capacity, or a 35-round box magazine. It has a high cyclic rate of fire, approximately 1,000 to 1,200 rounds per minute in early versions. The design included many stamped parts and was oriented toward mass production. Pros of the PPSh-41: huge density of fire. The 71-round drum provided overwhelming firepower, deadly in close combat and during assaults. Simple and inexpensive to manufacture, it surpassed its predecessors in manufacturability and the ability to quickly replicate. Reliability in harsh conditions. The PPSh performed well in mud, snow, and poor maintenance, a key factor on the Eastern Front. Cons of the PPSh-41: high recoil and dispersion during long bursts. The very high rate of fire made hits less controllable at long ranges. Drum magazines presented logistical challenges. They were heavy, sometimes unreliable, and more difficult to maintain than box magazines. Overloading and ammunition consumption. The high rate of fire meant high ammunition consumption, which could become a problem during limited supplies. In the close quarters combat of the Eastern Front, in street battles, assaults on fortified areas, and in assault groups, the PPSh proved to be exactly what was needed: inexpensive, widely available, and effective in close combat. Its widespread use and simplicity made it the weapon of victory in the Soviet public consciousness. Each of the listed assault rifles reflected not only technical choice, but also the economic and strategic logic of their country at a particular moment. MP40, discipline, engineering precision, and the image of Germany's military professionalism. Reliability and aesthetics, but not ideal mass production. Thompson, American power, attention to quality and a powerful cartridge, expensive and heavy, but iconic. STEN, pragmatic Britain in a state of survival, cheap, mass-produced, for resistance and expeditionary forces. Mass 38, quality in French engineering, but unable to dominate due to historical setbacks and occupation. PPSh-41, the Soviet response to mass war, cheap, effective, mass-produced, and in large quantities, a weapon that could change the course of local battles with its mass firepower. All these assault rifles influenced tactics in their own way. They made possible small assault groups, rapid raids, and close combat, where density of fire was more important than range. In urban skirmishes and in the defense of narrow lines, the assault rifle often decided the outcome of a battle. That's why studying them is not just a story about hardware, but a history of changes in the war itself. Tactics, industry, logistics, and troop morale were combined in the metal of rifle butts and the sound of bursts of fire.